Hi there, my name is Brendan Vanderswag. I'm president of GutterExperts.com and founder of GutterCon, which is being held in Orlando, Florida, February 10th to 12th in 2023 at the Gaylord Palms Resort and Convention Center. I love to chat with people in the gutter industry, suppliers, inventors, manufacturers, and gutter guys and gals just like you and me. I enjoy finding out how they got into the business, where they came from, and what their businesses are doing in the gutter industry today. Please meet my guest for today, Frank Heneghan of Connecticut Gutters. Frank's been on Gutter-ConVersations before, chatting about his lifetime gutter dealer network, as well as his GutterLeadR program. We're here today to chat about what he's been up to and his new project called Frank Heneghan's Gutter app. How you doing today, Frank?
Doing well. What's going on, Brent? How you been?
Well, pretty good. And how's your knee doing? Knee's doing good? You just came off of a total knee replacement, I hear.
Yeah, thanks for asking. It's interesting, you know, obviously my inner circle, my family, my wife, my friends, every day it's like, you know, how you doing? How you doing? And I have to say, I mean, leaps and bounds day to day. Monday marked 4 weeks, and I mean, December's a big month with holidays and stuff. And not only holidays, I had my wife's birthday, my son's birthday, my wedding anniversary.
Busy
and then
times.
we have Christmas and New Year's, but I have to say December kind of was a blur. We had a lot of fun, but the last month was just kind of a blip, a time warp. And here we are a month later. I'm 4 weeks out from the surgery, and today I feel good, man. I'm bouncing around. I'm not walking normal, but I'm off the walker. I'm off the cane.
Yeah, that must make you feel nice and young.
I'm 46. This has been a long time coming. I ruined this knee with sports as a kid, and then I went into the trades, and you know, like everybody else that's listening to this, you know, I lived on the ladder for, geez, I don't know, 6 years, carrying fiberglass 40-footers on my shoulder like a hero, and I just totally trashed my body. And I needed this knee for a long time. The doctors didn't want to do it because I was too young. And I have little kids. I have a 1-year-old girl and a 3-year-old son, and 2 older kids. But my little ones, I want to make sure I could chase. My 3-year-old son, I want to make sure he's doing sports, and daddy's got to kind of push that along and coach him. And I just was tired of having pain in my leg and instability. And I started putting on weight, which wasn't the norm for me. I definitely got heavier than I wanted to because I hurt moving. So I'm glad I did this. I timed it. My wife is a total sweetheart by letting me do it in December, forgoing her. I mean, we acknowledged her birthday, but you know, we didn't go as hard as we normally did. So I sacrificed December, and I did it in December to give me a head start on the winter months. Yeah. But I mean, it's 61. You always start with the weather. It's 61 degrees here in Connecticut today.
It's crazy. Even up here, like we're just a few hours, like if you drove, probably 10, 12 hours from you. And it's just nuts out there. Like we're way above freezing temperatures. It's not. And we haven't had any snow either. So it's all been rain.
We had a dusting, and it was gone in the next morning. But
yeah,
I'm happy to say we're getting rain every couple of days.
Yeah, keeps the phones going, huh?
I'm happy, man. My guys are, you know, in the winter we slow down, but there's been some marquee high-end copper jobs going on.
Yeah.
My local services businesses are busy. My drainage business is out doing a big dig.
Good.
With some bluestone work. Yeah, we're working, man. Things are good. How are you?
Well, good. We're kind of all the same sort of thing up here. We had our busiest year we ever had. Good weather. Still having employee issues, but you know, that's our focus for 2023 is getting some good people in place and keeping them. So it's a struggle. But let me ask you a little bit about, tell us a little bit about your life. You and I hooked up before GutterCon last year. We met at GutterCon.
Right.
You did a little...
You were my chauffeur too. You picked me up at the airport.
That's right. Yes. Geez, I didn't send you a bill for that yet.
No, I hope it never shows up here.
Well, you're lucky. We just went through our year end and it wasn't there. So let's just write it off.
Awesome.
So how did you meet? You met some new people at GutterCon, obviously.
Oh, a ton.
Yeah.
A ton of people.
Yeah. So give me a little bit of a plug here.
You did a great job. I mean, you know, you had it. The cards were stacked against you. You know, the first ever show for anybody. I don't care what industry or trade you're in. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of butterflies, a lot of expectations to try to meet. Also, we're all kind of, you know, we see each other basically daily on Facebook, right? That seems to be the playground where we're all meeting and coming together. And there's a lot of haters on social media, so you have to
Sure is.
go up against them. I mean, you have the haves and the have-nots, and the guys that just can't get their acts together hate on guys like you and me that, you know, are putting things together. So I know you had to endure that. So my hat goes off to you.
Thank you.
It was very fun to be there and be a part of it, and no pressure on me. I mean, I did get on stage and we did present, and we exhibited as well. So I did have to present, but I mean, the pressure was all on you, my man, and you pulled it off. You did a wonderful job, and I was very, very happy. I know everybody that was in attendance also said the same thing. Very happy with the folks that did make it out there.
Yeah.
Situation like this, even this year and all the years to come, you could talk the talk all year, but when it's down to brass tacks and pulling out the credit card and making magic happen and spending some bucks, only the real, you know, the people with soul tend to come out to these things, right? The people with grit. And so I met some really, really cool people from all over the country. Everybody was like-minded. Everybody was super kind and open and generous. And I mean, I've made some great friends that I talk to all the time. A lot of you out there, you know who you are. You talk to me often, and it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you, Bren. So again, kudos. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. You didn't even prep for that. Wow. You did awesome.
What's that?
Well, this thing that you just did. I didn't even tell you I was going to put you on the spot like that, but I wasn't expecting that. I was really curious as you know, as an exhibitor or someone that was presenting, you know, how that went for you guys.
I think it went well. I mean, if anything, I'm going to be more critical of us than anything. I know, you know, I've been around the block for a long time. I'm 20 years in business for myself. I was in Fortune 500 businesses when I used to be an employee in other worlds, you know, IT development and IT recruiting. I have a strong IT background, but trade shows are nothing new to me. Where we fell short, we did a decent job, my partner Dan and I, but if I did it again, we would have brought more product, and we would have put on a better, you know, a better booth. So I think there's nothing to be critical on your end. I think the space was perfect for what it was, for the amount of vendors. Everybody kind of fit in nicely into that space. There were some unique vendors. Everybody was, you know, friendly, and I thought it was perfect. I don't know. Are we talking about the same space, roughly square footage wise, or did you get into a bigger space?
There'll be more space. I mean, we're still adding people. In fact, I just saw, just as we're talking, just someone else stepped up, and they're going to be coming this year. So, you know, until the last week, we really don't know exactly how many people are going to be there and how many vendors will be there. But, you know, we're hoping for 200 to 250 people. And, you know, I think we're going to get there. I'm a little bit nervous about the economy, of course, but, you know, I think
we say this every four years.
Yeah.
What we do.
And you know what? I would say this is the time. You know, if you're scared about the future and scared about the economy, this would be a great time to get together and meet with people and talk about what you're going to do different compared to all the people that don't come and aren't coming to GutterCon.
On that note, and not to sidetrack us, but a 10-second or 30-second word to the wise for anybody listening. When the chips are down, if you really have staying power in this industry, if you think you're going to stay in this industry and you really want to make a go at it, and this is your career, now, when the chips are down, when times look tough, when bones are showing, when people's ribs are showing, when other guys are selling trucks.
Knees are popping out.
Knees are popping. This is the time you dig deep, and you find the ability to go to shows like this. And you find the ability to work on yourself, and you work on your business. and you grow when everybody else is receding.
Yeah.
That is how you excel and jump to the next plateau.
Yeah.
If you're doing it when everybody else is doing it, high tide rises all ships.
Yeah.
Everybody else is getting that COVID money. Everybody else is coming up at the same time. It's not a good look. It's not an easy and clean way to grow and stand out from the pack. The way to do it is, while everybody else is sucking wind, you find a way to get the airline tickets to go see Bren and myself. You get close to people that could shed light on your business and help you evolve and help you strengthen and power up to not only keep your head in the game, but also build the business so that when the good times come rolling again, man, you're on top of that Hawaiian wave, surfing on that longboard and looking like a superstar.
Nice. I like it. So tell us a little bit about what you're working on now. I mean, this didn't happen overnight. This must have been in the works even this past spring, I guess, huh?
So we're talking about Gutter app.
Yeah.
You could find it at GutterApp.com. This has been in the works for a very, very long time. I actually just hinted at it. I do have an IT, at 46, when you roll the clock back, my local services businesses, I've been in the gutter business since 2003.
Yeah.
So roughly 20 years. But before that, you start looking at outliers in people's backgrounds and how are they capable of doing this or why are they doing that? In my case, the outliers for me in my background, my history, is that I was an IT recruiter for Fortune 300 companies, big enterprises. I was out recruiting IT talent, programmers, developers. So you go back 20 years ago, it was completely different terminology and nomenclature and buzzwords. But I was in the business, and in order to recruit and find talent for the IT world, you have to kind of know it, know something about it. So I got an education there. Then I rolled into IT sales, and I worked for 2 small boutique firms in the New York area. And I did real well. I was making great money before I jumped ship and started my own company. But I was selling. I was head of sales for 2 different firms where we were out finding companies that needed custom web-based software. This is when web-based software development really started to take off.
Yep.
And I was the sales guy, or lead sales. I would bring the opportunities in, but I also kind of held the client's hand for a little bit while the production team started to ramp up. I was sort of bridge the gap between our programmers and the client so that everybody got to understand one another. The programmers really, truly understood what the task at hand was. I bridged the gap, talked the language, and then I kind of sent them off to go do their thing together. And I went back into the field to hunt for more new sales opportunities. That lent me a solid education on talking to programmers, heading up production, sort of spearheading software development. Now, again, things have changed. Long story short, I have the background. That being said, I always knew all along, eventually when I was able to put people in places to run my local services companies, my gutter company, my roofing company, my drainage business, that I could then step into stuff that's fun, that brings me back to my days of old, to develop software for our industry. Also, there's no mystery. We all know, because we all message about it all day. You go on the Facebook groups, everybody has a need. Everybody is a squeaky wheel. We all seem to have the same needs. We're sort of overlooked. We're in a niche industry. A lot of the software options out there are great at a broad stroke of the brush. They're general utility type CRM applications that you could apply to any business. Mm-hmm. But let's face it, there's really unique things to rain gutters that leave us wanting for more. So even me as a user, and I'm one of the first Jobber clients. I'm a legacy. Every time one of my staffers calls into Jobber, we still have Jobber in house. We're slowly transitioning softwares. I'm a legacy client with Jobber, and I'll tell you, Jobber's great, but it lacks things that I really need to run my business. So part of this was out of personal, selfish necessity. Hey, maybe I could do things better with the software, but also I'm listening to the general population in our industry, and there's a lot of things that Jobber and anybody else out there cannot do. And, namely, for me, contracts, legally binding contracts. Jobber and the like, you could create a quotation. You could send that quotation to a client. The client can approve it. And in approving that quote, they may give you a deposit, and they also they e-sign that quotation. But that's all they're doing. And let me tell you, as a contractor of 20 years, and I've been in and out of small claims court, I'm mellowing in my older days, but I'm a fiery personality. I'm a very competitive individual. And in the old days, I take people to court. You don't want to pay me? I'll come rip things right off your house. I will take you to court and entertain the courtroom and the judge. I'll make everybody laugh and I'll win. And that was sort of my approach. And it was a young guy's pig-headed approach, but I learned a lot, and I paid a lot of money to a lot of attorneys. And what I did do was figure out, hell or high water, what I needed in a contract to make it legally binding. And let me tell you, this education that I got, there are so many elements to a contract that need to be there. And if one element is missing, the judge crumples it up, throws it out, consumer wins, contractor loses, tough luck, fella, you're out the money. We're gonna protect the homeowner. So like other software products, like I'm transacting with my client, but yet the way I'm transacting is not a legally binding contract that I could go take to my local courthouse and go to small claims because this customer tried to beat me. How do I go about business tomorrow knowing that the way I'm executing contracts doesn't hold up in court? I'm sorry, I can't work like that. So we have been running my in-house, we use software, and then in addition, we execute legally binding contracts using expensive applications like DocuSign, which cost thousands a year to have enough. If I have five or six of my employees that are on the sales or front office side that need access to DocuSign, I'm paying maybe $3,000 a year to just create a legally binding contract in Jobber. And it's also time consuming, and we're dragging documents into DocuSign and dressing them and making them hyperlinks, and it takes time. So
yeah,
that's one big flaw in software today, is giving a contractor, and I don't care about any other trade per se. Right now I'm focused on us, on gutter installations and gutter maintenance and gutter cleanings, giving us a legally binding contract. So we've created that with GutterLeadR. It's one of our strongest features. I'm thrilled about it. Essentially, you go into the settings side of the app. When you first get the app, you go to settings, and you're going to spend some time there. The more time you spend there, the better you're going to interact and engage with your clients, because we're asking you to upload your company logo, and we're asking you to upload your company mailing address, and all these little finer details. The state you're in, the town you're in, the county you're in these unique fields in the settings side of the app. And then what we do is take all that data and we automatically upload it and infuse it into your contract. So when it's time to go to contract with the client, you press one button, convert to contract, and then we create this beautiful, it's got terms and conditions. And by the way, terms and conditions need to be in a special font. And that font needs to be a certain size, and certain legally.
Wow.
And certain language in that terms and conditions needs to be bolded, but not all of it. And when you bold it, don't increase the font size. Like, it's this whole song and dance.
Is this only in Connecticut, or is this all over the states?
No, this is tri-state. We know that it works tri-state. Okay. What we're doing is lending this very stringent legal strategy. And we're lending it to any other state. Now, I'm not an attorney. I don't have attorneys in 50 states. But I'll tell you what, when you see the contract we work with, lights out. I've taken a contract at the court. I've won every single time. I've paid thousands and thousands of dollars to multiple attorneys to continue to revise and adjust and build on what we have. So I have no receivables. So I've talked to a lot of you guys about that. My company has no receivables. If I have receivables, it's because I took on a commercial client and they have some wonky terms that I'm frustrated as the owner about. And my staff knows. I really don't work for builders because they try to play terms. I don't do terms. I get paid when I'm done. You want me there on time, right? You want me there yesterday. I have this magic wand that I coordinate 6 guys to get on a truck to get to a supply house 60 miles away to get all the materials for your house. I pay for that. I put it on a truck. I show up when I tell you I'm going to show up. Guess what your end of the deal is? You pay me. That's the deal. So why am I playing bank and waiting 30 days for you to pay me? I expect to get paid immediately. So that's the other thing with our app. Get paid immediately. The app will track, obviously, cash payments, checks, but you could also do credit card processing with the app. Really what we've designed is a tool that is a beautiful bridge for the smaller operator. My target is not a full-blown CRM. We still have the CRM that we started to put together that we demoed for, we had 75 viewers on live demos last year, if you remember, a year and a half ago. We still have that application, but I'll tell you what, I'm not targeting the 10%ers anymore. Guys, I love you. All you players out there, I love you. I'm targeting the common folk, the 90%ers. I want to help the gutter contractor that's still working on paper, that is still scribbling quotes on Staples contractor quote forms. I mean, guys, let's go. Let's get current. Let's go to 2023. What I'm going to give you is a slick app. You take all your paperwork, you throw it away. The app is going to be your end all be all. You're going to run it on an iPhone or a tablet. We suggest you do it on an iPad. It's iOS based, by the way, so it's going to have to be, an iPad. But with the iPad, you could run in-home demos. Again, that's all automated based on bells and whistles you check off in the settings side. We're going to create a very slick, professional multitude of presentations. Okay, maybe one presentation is for gutter systems. Or maybe you go to the next home and you're selling gutter covers. Or you go to the next home and it's just a gutter cleaning. 3 different presentations. Maybe 75% of that presentation is the same fodder, the About Us section, the bullets, the bragging points about the company, your home improvement license. By the way, you upload that in the settings side. Certificate of insurance, upload that in the settings side. That all gets dragged into the presentation. It looks super, super sweet. It's templated. It has a really nice background. It's going to make you present very, very well, very slick. Your logo is the first thing they see. We got it all covered. Presentation is there. Then you go to build a quote. And the other thing that I really see all the other softwares lacking, and yeah, I hear guys, but you could customize. You could customize. Look, I was in software for years. You know what customization involves in most enterprise software applications? It involves you paying for the subscription. Then you got to go pay a third party to come in and customize it. Because you got blue smoke coming out of your ears. Customize, how the hell do I do that? I have all these tools, but it's on me. No, I got to go hire a professional to do that because I don't know what the hell's going on. So what we're doing is building it into the app. Let's make this so intuitive for the gutter contractor. So stuff like, think about, so the flow of it is you create a quote, then that quote with the click of a button becomes a contract if the customer approves it. And then when the customer approves it, that contract with the click of a button becomes a work order. So in order for me to put all the right details in the quote that will flow through the contract and then flow through into the work order, there's little details that you and I all know about that I guarantee are on your quote forms that allow you to quickly and seamlessly create a work order for your installers. And what I'm talking about is materials counts for a gutter system. Hangers. How many hangers do I need? Inside miters, outside miters. That all needs to be accounted for on the sales side. So with your quotation, you have unique fields. How many inside miters? How many outside miters? How many elbows? What style of elbow? Is it an A elbow? Is it a B elbow? Is it a 30-degree elbow? We call 30-degree elbows C elbows. So, you can input all that data, and now you don't have, like sometimes in the old days, my sales guys would sell a job. They'd do a C+ job. They'd sell the job, they'd nail the price, but they forgot to get all the details. They were just a little sloppy. You mean you don't really have the perfect exacting diagram of the gutter system? What happened? I got to go back. I don't know. Okay, so then you got to, then you got to send them back. No. Let's catch everything on the quote side, and then we have it. So then, speaking on the work order, when we create the work order, all pricing is removed from the work order. All they have is the marching orders, the directives on what the system includes, all the materials counts, but they don't know what you sold the job for because you don't want them to. Whether it's your installer in-house, that you W-2, or in my case, I use 1099s, I use subcontractors. I give them their number, what I'm paying them. I do not want them ever to see what I'm charging the client. It's just not healthy. It doesn't help anybody. It causes problems. So that's the beauty of the work order side of it. When you're building a quote, you also have the ability to upload photos, multiple images. So imagine you have a tablet. You could either use the tools on your Apple device to, your camera, you take a photo, and then the markup tool with your camera to mark up that photo. So maybe, and a lot of you guys do it now, you take photos all the way around the house. Like I think ArcSight does it. A couple other tools do it. You take photos and then you could use like the highlight tool and just swipe your finger across the gutter and the downspout, which means I'm including those in my quote, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You're going to get a new gutter here where I've marked and a new downspout where I've marked. But if I didn't touch it, if I didn't highlight it, that's not included in the quote. So you have the ability to work using that tool, and we like to use a combination. We use a hybrid. We like to use photos when it's a tough area where it's not really clear what we're going to replace and what we're not, where it's a little convoluted. You may need that highlighter factor to help explain. But we like to we draw a diagram. And I've used software programs, sketch tools, that sort of thing. My estimators rather still say, hands down, it's much easier for us to sketch it by hand on grid paper. So I don't want to get into it now, but there's slick grid notepads you could get that are scanner friendly. The scanner being your tablet or your phone. You draw the diagram of the gutter system. That plots all the gutters, all the downspouts, how all the elbow swings are going to go, what we're doing at the ground, where the elbows are going to point. And then you take a quick photo of that. That gets uploaded into the quote as well. So and that gets stitched into the quotation. So everything is comprehensive. You have all these photos, you have a sketch diagram. And then, of course, when it goes to contract, that all moves along into the contract too. So the homeowner, when they're signing off on all of those marked up photos and the diagram. It's all very, very comprehensive. What you're going to do now is get a PDF that gets sent to you when you send it on the app, and it gets sent to the homeowner, and it has everything included. So forget about all your paper, your sketches on paper and all your notes and your makeshift makeshift Staples quote forms. Now you're getting this bulletproof, comprehensive quote that is indisputable. Nobody's questioning. The installers aren't questioning what you're doing. The homeowner's not questioning what they're getting. And if you're a busy operation like we are, you don't go 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out and kind of forget about the house and go, what was that job again? It's all there.
It's all there.
It's all there. So that's kind of like the nuts and bolts of it. It's
so
exciting.
Is this, sorry. I was just going to ask, is this going to be available to everyone or just people in your dealer network? No, this is going to be available to everyone. We're going to try to spice it up a bit where, it's an app. It cost us a lot of money to build. My investment is substantial. We have a programming team in India. We've used them numerous times and they're phenomenal. I really lucked out with these guys. There's like 12 of them. And they're on the ball. They move really fast. They work. The beauty of working with India is they're working at night. Sleeping. Yeah.
We wake up. The first thing we do, we come in a little early. We have meetings with them at like 8 a.m. and they're wrapping up their day. They're actually lingering around the office,
waiting for you to wake up.
9.5 hours ahead. Yeah, wait for us. We're the last meeting they have. We give them the latest, greatest tweaks, and then we jump into our work day. They go to bed. And then when they wake up, they make the edits. So we're really rapidly kind of moving along at it. You had a question and I kind of deviated from it.
I was wondering if this was just for your dealer network.
Yes. So no, we're excited because we see some. We don't see. We know there's going to be a lot of synergy between my other digital products and this Gutter app. tool.
Yeah.
For instance, if you guys, a lot of you guys know about the Lifetime Gutter Dealer Network. I have a partner, Dan. A lot of you know Dan. A lot of you work with Dan hand in hand. Dan is fantastic. He and I own Lifetime Gutter Dealer Network together. Our flagship product there is what we call GutterLeadR, and it is an SEO tool upon which we build a brand new website for you. So we have about 15 dealers in network now. They all have brand new websites that are very, very comprehensive. There's very detailed city pages on their websites. And then they have this GutterLeadR platform that they could get into the back end of the website and upload content all the time, daily. We want them to do it daily. Before and after photos, photo galleries, new reviews, if there's a new staffer, a bio about that staffer in the About Us section or the Meet the Team section. There's just tons and tons of content that can be adjusted by the dealer. My point is, one of the key features is lead generation. Not only lead generation, obviously that's what SEO does, but tracking of those leads. So the GutterLeadR software allows our dealers to inbound leads, because the website is so robust and it speaks so friendly to the search engines. But once those leads come in, we track all of those leads. We give them the tools to itemize all the leads as they came in systematically, one by one. In your dashboard, you see all your leads. And then there's also recordings of all the phone calls. So you have a play button for inbound phone call. I know I've demoed this to you, Bren, multiple times. A lot of you guys are already running with it. A lot of you guys have seen the demo. My point is, from Gutter app, what the end goal is on a main nav button, on the side nav button in Gutter app, you're going to have your quote button, your clients button, your contracts button, but you're also going to have your GutterLeadR button. So you press the GutterLeadR button, and then immediately it pulls up your dashboard wherever you are in the world, and it shows you all of your leads. It lets you filter and screen your leads like you do now on GutterLeadR, and it gives you access to all of your inbound voice recordings from your call center. So I love that. For me, the thought of having a one-stop shop in my Gutter app to check on my leads. I might be out doing something for the business. I might be working in a sales capacity. I might be at GutterCon. I might be on vacation. It doesn't matter. The show goes on. As long as my staffers are working, I can track all of that through Gutter app. The other thing we're going to bring to the table through Gutter app is Gutter School. A lot of you guys know about Gutter School. We still have a ton of content that's going to be launched on that. That's another big push here. Our drive now, because there's so many quote unquote experts. By the way, we were doing real hands-on training. I was instructing for about a year and a half with Gutter School, and I had numerous companies fly into Connecticut, come into my warehouse.
I remember.
Get on a ladder. Yeah, we still have a whole mock-up in the sky. Get on the roof, and I trained. Some of these guys never had touched a snip, never had touched a ladder. I had a couple guys never been on a ladder before. So I had my cards stacked against me, but we had fun with it. I'm not a technical trainer. I can be, I am. I've trained, 100 staffers over the years. I don't choose to be. I have too many other things going on. I don't have the time to devote, and I don't have a sales instructor per se. And I'm just not running a brick and mortar sales or install training facility. What we're doing now is really Gutter School. I take so many of these guys at their word. Everybody knows there's so many technical super installers out there. They're cutting their own hand miters. Everybody's a savage. Great.
What are you, by the way? Hand cut, box miter, strip.
Yeah, right. Come on. The thing of it is, and I hate to break the news to some of you guys, that's the easy part of the business. You could install rain gutters. Can you keep the doors open? Can you make the phone ring?
You're so right, Trey.
Can you find can you finance a fleet of trucks? You can't grow. I don't care how good of an installer you are. If you can't get out your own way, your business is not going to scale. So where we're going with Gutter School is business education specific to rain gutters. And I have 50 modules that we're going to record. Now, bad news is I'm bouncing around on my knee already. I'm already in much better shape than I thought I was going to be. So I'm already diving in to hitting the field and stuff. But this winter really is creating content and building out Gutter School and giving you guys how to, really, really, really detailed instruction on how to build a marketing department, how to train a sales team, all of the bells and whistles outside of the technical hand cut miters. Okay. Like, let me show you how to run a company. And we're bringing in other talent to help. Like, we're having fun with it. What there will be is in the main nav of Gutter app is access to Gutter School. I haven't decided yet. I'm really thinking that it's going to be a loss leader. If you subscribe to Gutter app, we'll make Gutter School free. It'll be part of the app. You press a button and you have access to all of my videos. I don't care where in the world you are. I don't care if you're on vacation. I don't care if you're driving between sales calls and you're a salesman or you're an owner operator. Get an education while you're driving from Mary's house to Betty Lou's house. You got a 30-minute drive to get to the next destination. Put me on. Pop on one of the Gutter School videos and learn something. We want to make Gutter app a one-stop shop. But I hope I answered your question on.
No, you did. I'm glad you did it. You said a little bit more than what I was really looking for, but I'm glad you did, because that was the whole point of this, this Gutter conversation for sure.
Right.
Do you know what the cost is going to be yet, or not something you know?
Yeah, we haven't totally nailed it down, but I will tell you it's going to hover around $100 for a single user a month. I'm trying to make it affordable. I see what other people are charging, and I'm trying to be very competitive. Roughly $100, but we're going to have that's for your basic one user, and then we're going to have more of an enterprise. Right now, in fact, the programming team is working on building out accessibility for companies that have 5 users, 10 users, so that the owner could have an admin user account, and then he can give access to any of his other employees. Yeah. And then all of the KPIs and sales performance, all the sales performance dashboard. Like, we have a sick dashboard that shows total revenues per user, total amount of jobs sold so far, average dollar per lead. Guys that know me know that average dollar per lead is the biggest KPI for me. We call it ADL. ADL as an owner, it tells me everything. I don't care what my sales guys. I don't really care what my sales guys' closing ratios are. I care how much money he's bringing into the business for every lead I send him on. That is the most important. Not closing ratio, not average sale price, because he might only sell one job in a year, and it might be $100,000 job. So his average sale price is $100,000 because he sold one job, but he's tanking my business. I need to know, because I know what my costs are to generate that lead, right? So if I know how much it costs me to generate a lead, I want to know, if I send you out, Bren, with a bucket full of leads, for each lead I give you, how much money are you bringing back? Then I really know how profitable you are for me. And then I know who my real sales dog is. So that being said, we're creating a multi-user platform that allows for the companies that have 5 sales guys. Of course, as an owner, you don't want all of the sales guys to see each other's numbers. Yeah. But you, as the owner, you want to see everybody's numbers as a total, and you want to be able to filter them. So we're in the midst of building that out. That's going to be done for launch. I think that's exciting. That's going to be a bit more expensive per month, but we haven't nailed down exactly how much. But there's going to definitely be a volume discount. Okay. If we're getting $100 for one owner operator, I'm not going to charge $100 per user. I'm going to greatly reduce that price. We're still nailing it down, but I think $100 as your basic gives you a good idea on where we're going to be, and then scale it up a little bit if you're going to go enterprise and try to get 5-6 people running on it. A reminder: this is not a full enterprise CRM piece of software. I don't claim it to be. It's not going to do all your accounting for you. We are creating, we have a CSV file export feature that'll allow you to pull the financials out, upload that to QuickBooks if that's what you're using, but we are not a full-blown accounting and reporting tool. We could go there, but that's where I was. I'm sort of retracting back, and I'm saying, for you small-time guys, You don't need that. You don't even need QuickBooks per se. I mean, you could run on a simple sales report and you could get your taxes done at the end of the year. If you don't have all of this massive overhead and all this heavy accounting to do, and there's a lot of you out there, this is what Gutter App's about. It's a light.
There's probably more guys out there like that than bigger.
That's what my market research told me. And you know what? I'm trying to fight for the common guy. I feel bad for the guys that say, look, I can't afford $3,000 a year for this software. It's too much for me. I'm not even going to use half of it. I agree. I said, let's carve out half. Let's give you what you need and only what you need and make it affordable. And let's get you selling and let's get you presenting better. Let's make you look like a superstar. And then we're going to keep going into version 2, version 3, 3.
Yeah, it's just going to keep growing, right?
I'll keep building this for what you guys need. We'll keep adding features and bells and whistles.
Awesome. Are you going to be ready to launch it at GutterCon? My
target date, if you go to GutterApp.com, I'm half Irish, half Italian. Depends on what time of the year. I'm either walking around like I'm a Ginzo or I'm Lucky the Leprechaun. The first quarter of the year, I'm in Irish mode, baby. And by March, the weather gets better. I like sitting outside and drinking a couple pints of beer or a little bit more than a couple. And so for me, a fun target date is St. Patty's Day. We're going to try to launch for St. Patty's Day, but we're going to be in full beta by GutterCon. So at GutterCon, we're going to have tablets with us.
Nice.
You could play with the app inside and out.
That was really my question. Like,
oh yeah,
are we going to be able to see this? You're going to be able to put your hands on it.
Yeah, my right-hand guy here, George, will be with me at GutterCon, and the two of us will be running the booth. By the way, if you guys want to talk lifetime gutter dealer network and lead generation, obviously come up to me, approach me. I'm your guy. I'll chat it up with you. But if you're
going to have to get another booth for that, Frank.
I knew you were going to tell me that. I'm sure I'm going to get an invoice too today, right?
Exactly. You're gone over. You're in overtime now.
But we're going to be hot and heavy on Gutter App. We're also going to be. I got this bad leg and stuff, but we're planning on getting some cool T-shirts made and having some fun giveaways.
Oh, nice.
We've been talking about giving away a brand new iPad or maybe multiple iPads, maybe one a day. I'll give one out Friday. I'll give one out Saturday. We just want to have fun and, some giveaways, some freebies. Everybody likes a freebie. If you guys could leave with a T-shirt, I need to know, by the way, are you guys a lot of size S's or do we got a lot of triple XLs out there? What do I need to bring?
Double XL here.
You're no triple XL.
No, double XL. I can get into an XL now, but it's a little tight.
You trimming down yourself?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Very nice.
Not as much as I should, but trying. Well, listen, Frank, I really appreciate, I know this was quick that we arranged this, but I'm glad we did. Big thing right now is getting people to book their hotels. If you've noticed, we're in a little bit of crunch time in getting your hotels booked because
what was that hard date there? You had
it's February 12th. I'm speaking with the hotel now. I'm hoping
I'm sorry, give me extended. 1 second. 1 second.
What's he doing? Answering the doorbell or something? Feel a little silly here, but anyway, while Frank is gone answering his door or whatever he's doing, the big thing we're having right now is that there's a hard date on getting your hotel of February 12th. Otherwise, the rooms go back into the general sales, and of course,
what was the date on that? You said
February 12th. I'm trying to get it extended a little bit long, like another week or two is what I'm hoping.
No, January 12th.
Or January. Yeah, sorry, January. Yeah, so essentially 30 days before GutterCon, they're going to. That's next week.
8 days from today.
Yeah. So the problem is
I have to do it myself. I'm going to book.
There you go. Get that hotel book because that is critical right now, and you only have to pay. If it's a money thing today, you only have to pay for one. They'll charge your credit card, I think, just for one night, and the other, the rest of your stay, they're charged just a couple days before GutterCon. So
what's the rate right now? Do you know?
I think it's $289.
$289 a night.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And,
not real cheap, but it's cheaper than what it would normally be. It's normally $400 or $500.
I've been so busy, I didn't even look. But how's the hotel? Somebody told me there was like a water park, or maybe you
Oh
said
yeah,
it.
it's a water park and everything. So
Oh,
if
wow.
you're thinking about bringing your family while you're at GutterCon, you know,
I'm
send the
actually
wife
not.
and
I'm thinking
kids.
about sneaking out of here.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, make sure your
You
wife.
ever see the movie
I was going to
Misery?
forward this to your wife.
Or the book? You ever read the book Misery or see the movie James Caan? Misery. Remember,
I saw the movie for sure.
The car flips over and he's stuck in bed.
That was filmed here in Nova Scotia, actually.
Okay, well, I was in bed for 2 weeks because I had a full knee replacement.
Yeah.
I was living in the movie Misery. So I'm coming to GutterCon with George and a bag full of t-shirts and a bathing suit, and that's it. My family's
Speedo.
Don't tell my wife anything.
Okay, I won't. Well, listen, we'll probably chat between now and GutterCon. I'm sure of that, but we'll see you face to face in a little bit better than a month. And thanks a lot for doing this today, Frank.
Sounds good, Brent. Thanks for including me. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon.
No problem.